Victims of insomnia that lasted years. What made it finally stop? Psychotic break. Ever since, I've been sleeping 10-14 hours a night. My father had delayed sleep phase disorder. RDSPD. Suffered badly with insomnia for 40 years until he retired and realized he slept fine but simply much later at night and into the morning. Ridiculously, one day it just did. I have no explanation for the. I had insomnia pretty much from birth to 30-ish, then went through a phase of sleepwalking, and since then I've rarely had any trouble. I'm 52 now. I work graveyard shift. For some reason I sleep fine in the daytime, just not at night. I was an owl in my last life. It didn't stop. It hasn't stopped, but I thought I had insomnia when I really have a circadian rhythm that's different than most people, and that's a sleep disorder called DSPD or DSPS. What are some of the most secret documents that are known to exist? Thousands of documents from World War II were classified and can only be published after 2045. The letter of last. The UK. One of the first things the Prime Minister does on taking office is write a letter of last resort, to be placed in each of the UK's nuclear submarines, that gives instructions to the captain in the event that the government entirely ceases to exist. When a Prime Minister leaves office, their letters are destroyed without ever being opened. I wonder what they did for the Prime Minister whose term was shorter than a submarine rotation. Scotland Yard's investigation into Jack the Ripper is still sealed to the public. What are some reasons happily married men cheat? Something 80-20 rule. Basically you get 80 of whatever you want in life, and we have a tendency to fixate on the 20 we don't have. Fixate too hard, you forget about all you have and fuck it all up chasing after what you don't. They are bored. Midlife crisis, the whole what could have been, grass is greener mentality. Novelty. Some people will always cheat, regardless of how good their relationships are. Serial cheaters tends to be narcissists, who need the supply of new relationships for validation. They're not happily married. My former best friend had the perfect relationship, but he seeks stupid excitement and thrill. He told me cheating makes him feel empowered and manly. Not happily married. Need an ego boost. Narcissism. Anal sex. What did you believe for your entire childhood that was later proven false? It's illegal to turn the interior car light on when driving at night. That you must wait 30 minutes to an hour after eating to go swimming. That adults are wise, and know what they're doing. If you swallow a watermelon seed, then a watermelon will grow in your stomach. That my parents smoked a special tobacco that they tested for the government. 7th grade health class was a real eye-opener. The fire alarm at school will squirt dye at you when it's pulled, so if you pull it as a prank, they'll be able to find out it was. Public pools have a chemical in them that turns a distinct color when in contact with urine. So if you pee in the pool, everyone will find you. Touch a baby bird, its mother will detect your scent and abandon the baby. When I was 6 I went camping with my dad and we were woken up by coyotes howling. I was scared, so he told me sometimes sheep howl like coyotes to keep predators away. What do you have zero evidence for but are convinced is true? That Jiffy Lube doesn't actually do a 27-point inspection. My house eats my stuff, and throw it up the second I don't need it anymore. If you quit Spotify Premium to continue with the free shuffle-only plan, the shuffle algorithm will increasingly cue your most skipped songs. The point is to annoy you into resubscribing to Against Me. I dare you. Your pet knows when they're doing something they shouldn't. 10 of the people in most companies do 90 of the work. Most people who have Be Patient, student driver stickers aren't, in fact, student drivers. NFTs were a way for people to launder money while art galleries were closed. Once everything opened, NFTs plummeted. I'm told having extra Tupperware lids is not proof, but my missing socks from the dryer respawn as extra Tupperware lids. What do you think is the most overrated TV show? Grey's Anatomy. I know many people who love this show, but all I see every time I try to give it a chance is actors crying to popular music. The Curse of Oak Island. They build up the conclusion of each episode so much with conjecture and folklore to excite you, only for the outcome to be very minimal and unimpressive. Holy shit! A piece of wood from 1704? We are finding the treasure tomorrow. The Walking Dead took a great comic and turned it into the most boring version of the story imaginable. Looking back, I can't believe I made it through 6 seasons of that show. What in the world is the appeal of The Bachelor? I agree wholeheartedly with Wanda Sykes' hilarious opinion of the people who submit to the indignities of the show. See Not Normal. Another thread best sorted by controversial. 2 Broke Girls. 6 fucking seasons and it won an Emmy. Grey's Anatomy. Any singing show. What is something more emotionally painful than getting cheated on? Watching your most precious person die a painful and scary death and knowing there's nothing you can do about it. Fuck cancer. Seeing a loved one go on a downward spiral and you can do nothing to stop it. Being abused by a parent, that's a whole other level of betrayal. Losing a person that you truly loved. Suicide. Bereavement. I lost my best friend in 2022. Found him. Every day is a struggle to not be in my grief. I'd take 100 heartbreaks, 100 nights of going to bed hungry, and 100 punches right to the face just to have him back. What is the worst thing you've seen someone get addicted to that wasn't any form of drug like substance or alcohol? Gambling. Witnessed a friend blow $190K last year. Shopping. A friend's GF barely leaves the house except for work, and she shops online obsessively. Their garage is a solid cube of stuff, much of it unopened. Every inch of their home is crammed. There must be 150 scented candles in that house. He says he comes home every day to a stack of deliveries. This will sound stupid, but World of Warcraft. I know a person who lost an incredible job and broke up a at least seemingly good relationship due to their complete addiction to World of Warcraft. What is unfairly expensive? Being poor, used cars, Spectrum Internet when they're the only provider in the area. Food is really expensive nowadays. Houses, living, flat top roof paid $37,000 in 2017. Come 2020, it starts to leak. Still under warranty but company has gone under. Welcome to another $46,000 to redo the entire thing. FML, food anymore. Holy fuck, going out for 2 beers and a sandwich is a quick $40. Healthcare, having kids. Let's not even start with raising them. Dog treats. Since when did pig ears become more expensive than pork chops? Nowadays, pretty much everything. Losing my USB that had 50 Bitcoin on it. It was a prize for getting second in a Guitar Hero contest hosted by the university I was attending. Rent. Food. Most necessities. What world record are you sure you own without any actual proof? Fastest date of all time. I showed up to her house, picked her up, and as soon as we sat down in the car, she said, "DBH, I am really not that interested in going out tonight. I didn't mean to lead you on." I was like, okay, no stress, but I get it. She gets out, I go home. Date lasted like 5 seconds. Not me but my brother. He was in the backyard, mom was in the front yard. Brother threw a blueberry over the house and it landed in her hand. I can't explain it. I don't know why he did it. We still all talk about it to this day. This was maybe 10 years ago. Blueberry throw of the century. 57 exploratory operations to retrieve cancer tumors. 30 months of my life living in the death. Now I am the longest living from this rare cancer. What's a disproven parenting myth that way too many people still believe? To prevent allergies, avoid giving your child these foods until they are much older. It has been proven over and over again that exposing your child to traditionally allergy-prone foods in very small amounts when they are younger drastically reduces allergy potential. Even to the point of doing so in utero. Having a kid will cause someone to step up, straighten out, grow up, mature, etc. That nonverbal kids don't understand what you say. This one is common in the autism community. Picking up your baby too much will spoil them. FFS. Pick up a crying child and meet their needs sometimes, which is just a need for comfort and bonding with their caretaker. What's a movie you never get tired of watching? Back to the Future, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Deadpool, Contact 1997, The Fifth Element, Shawshank. Can we just agree on something? Old movies, new movies. Jurassic Park, The Thing 1981, The Matrix, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Other Guys, The Breakfast Club, Toy Story, Super Troopers, Elf and Bridesmaids, Bad Santa, Every Christmas, Interstellar, Hot Fuzz. Comedic Gold, The Lord of the Rings Trilogy, Donnie Darko, Why Him? LOL, The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Hot Shots, Nice, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Anti-Mame, Nice Guys, The Shawshank Godfather, Lego Batman. Not joking either, it's honestly funny. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Little surprises around every corner. Goodfellas, Step Brothers, The Burbs. What's the most severe case of mass stupidity you've ever witnessed? Before social media, I just assumed people were mostly was I wrong? But now I myself feel fucking stupid for believing that for so long. Maybe not the most severe, but one that everyone here has personally seen at least once in their lives. When at an airport and the gate agent says we're about to commence boarding. Please remain in your seats until your group has been called, and then half the people waiting stands up and crowds the gate in a scene of utter chaos. Every time, without fail. Scientology, people waiting in Dealey Plaza for JFK Jr. to show up. What's the nicest thing a stranger has ever done for you? I went to the store to buy my cat's last meal. Her favorite wet food. She said I could just take it since it was one item. I was broke as hell, had my kid on my hip, and was going to be saying goodbye to my cat in 3 hours by myself, so I just teared up and thanked her and told her it was my cat's last meal. And she came up and hugged me for a while and I cried a little. I don't even cry in front of my family. But this woman gave me a safe space to be vulnerable. I wish my cat were still here. I was taking a pre-employment drug test and heated my fake stuff too much.
The guy administering the test told me I would be dead if that came from my body, then passed me was to go from working temp for $8. 25 hours to full-time for $20.